Hello everyone! Welcome into another episode of Last Protagonist Plays Octopath Traveler. I hope you guys are doing well as always. On yesterday's stream, we continued through the 4th chapter for Alphen, and we beat it. We found out that his mentor fellow had died some time ago, unfortunately, but Alphen is taking a lot after him, thanks to some information gleaned from Ogun, that other traveling apothecary that we had met throughout the journey. And the illness that Alphen had contracted as a child is one that Ogun had had, so Alphen got to save Ogun. He kind of grew up as an apothecary, and he just kind of got his groove back, as it were. So today I need to decide if I want to go through Ophelia's 4th chapter or Tressa's and kind of have them, I think, replace Hanet as some of the main characters in my party. But anyway, without words, Mortis, how's it going, you guys? Nice to have you guys back. And Katie, nice to see you again. Oh no. Dog's still being feisty. Yeah, I was a little bit late because of them acting like they really needed to go out again. 1 second here. Okay. So then... I think I decided on putting Ophelia in the party so that way I'd have access to holy spells at a base level. If I did put her in the party, what would I make her second class be? Though, of course, I could put Tressa in the cleric role as well. Have Therion be the magic guy? Mortis, you're very far underground in Lords of the Fallen. I've got a good idea where you are. I think you probably went on a similar path that I did in my first playthrough of the game. I guess I could use Primrose for something. I kind of wish that the secondary classes weren't locked to one person being able to be that class. Obviously, they'd be a little bit strong, but I feel like they're already a little bit strong as it is. Probably just need more of those secondary classes. Maybe I'll go with Tressa because she can always rest to gain SP back and BP. She can donate to other people. This is a scholar. Merchant has felt pretty well rounded between Oh no, that's Apothecary with the axe attack. Yeah, perhaps Merchant and Scholar makes sense, so that way we have elemental coverage. And then Hired Help makes sense. Yeah, I think that's what I'll do. Because Befelgen's bounty is okay, but the Hired Help is really good. Okay, yeah, that makes the most sense to me. Alright, so then let's go to the tavern and swap out our party members. It kind of sucks to get rid of Haunted because of how much SP she's or JP she's absorbed. I'd want to keep her in, honestly, just because of that investment that I've already put into her, but the other characters feel more indispensable to the party, and since I'm going to have to put in somebody else for somebody else, I guess it makes the most sense to sideline our girl. For now. Skills performed by a single chosen ally will trigger twice, but not divine skills. This isn't really bad. And I would need more heals, but I could always just do Tressa as the cleric off class. Anyway. Not our girl, but today was the girls episode. We'll be having a girl in the party still. Don't worry. So let's find the tavern. Did I ever go in here? Yeah, because we talked to him. Wait, I've never... Hey, hello you. Sorry about that. Dealing with the dog again. So I never inquired her? Thought I did inquire from everybody in the town. The doting granddaughter of an ailing old man who traveled the world in his youth. Ever since she was a child, she has admired her grandfather, whose exploits she endeavors to record as she cares for him in his final years of his life. Maybe I came here before I got Alphen? I don't think so.
A good day for battle. Have at you. The dog bites hard.
What is that saxophone jazzy note playing? Or you just mean saxophone jazzy note playing? It's the town theme for here. Oh. The apothecary talks my ear off about quitting the pipe, but I cannot. Old man, 68. Some years ago, this elderly man took to bed with a terrible illness. Though his body and mind never fully recovered, he can recall with vivid clarity a goddess of the spring he met in his youth, and struggles to relate this and other tales to his granddaughter. Golden Axe? Oh, I love that game! It's not as good. Too late now. I done diddly stole it. Maybe I was too low of a level to inquire with that one lady before. Everyone agrees Mag's cooking is the best in the town. Especially the prawns. They're like nothing you ever tasted, I warrant. Even the plounder loved them. I dropped a bowl in the river the other day and it turned into a right feeding frenzy. I remember, because I made a blackguard joke. A devoted connoisseur of Mag's cuisine who has eaten every dish on the menu. No other fare can seem to satisfy his cravings, and in recent days he has refused to eat at home, much to the chagrin of his family. Well met, traveler. Is your belly empty after your journey? Then fill it with one of my delectable dishes. You won't be disappointed. Saucy prawns. Alright. So, did I decide on Tressa? I think I did. Yeah, because of the hired help. Level 24. Where is Tressa? Okay. Oh, she had the Forbidden Spear on. I'd forgotten about that, obviously. So now we get to be Orin from now on. Forbidden Staff on her as well. That for the SP. Wait, I don't have the Mighty Belt on anybody? Right, because I put all of the SP stuff on him so you wouldn't need it. Okay. Kind of wish they were organized by the stats that they give. Why is there Millennia in the Berserker armor? What do you mean in the Berserker armor? Are you talking about Lords of the Fallen? The Lords of the Fallen boss. In the Berserker armor. Oh, deep underground. I think I know what you're talking about, right? Hey, Chadwick. Nice to see you. How you doing tonight? I put the mighty belts back on. Whatever. I'm kind of annoyed doing the inventory management. So let's just equip Honnet with the normal stuff again. Okay, I think this is good enough. I hope. Yeah, you're too overpowered now, Mortis. That's not a surprise. Yeah, I mean, you did max out your own weapon. That should have been a bit of a hint that you might have gone a bit too far. Okay. So then, if we're going to be doing Tressa in the party, we'll go ahead and do her Chapter 4 as well in Grandport. So I guess we can transport ourselves over to Goldshore and then work our way that way. Hey, Ulfer, welcome back. How you doing? The highway is easy to walk, that's for sure. But that's not all you need on a road sometimes. Sometimes it's nice to get off the beaten path and have a bit of a stroll somewhere other than the highway. Is that supposed to be a hint? Lovely music.
Fight with honor.
Here goes nothing. This calls for surgery.
Have at you. The dog bites hard.
Out of my way.
What do we think they're weak to? Ice, lightning, it's mossy.
Tonight, risk. Come in.
Time for a break.
I forgot to learn her some job skills now that I think about it.
The battle is truly joy. Death by 1,000 cuts.
Ulfer, you're working on an Elder Scrolls commission. That's cool.
The thrill of the
You working on the Elder Scrolls 6? Or is it like fan commission? I'm assuming the latter. Trolling a little bit. That helps actually good. I was avoiding that before because I was poor. Oh, she has evasive maneuvers on, so could leave that on. And then take it off of Therion. He had Fleetfoot on. What's this do? Speed. Okay, yeah, that's good. KD, you forgot the Elder Scrolls 6 was even a thing? You saw that teaser in middle school? Where's the game, Todd? It's, just beyond the loading screen from Starfield. Chadwick, you're gonna have a ham and cheese sandwich? Ooh, that sounds nice.
A fine day to ye.
I'm a wandering writer. I travel the world, writing my books as I flit from place to place. I just put out a new volume, in fact. Perhaps you heard of it? The Ancient Capitals, I called it. It's done rather well for itself. And even after I had to cut so much material from it, oh, the things I know could fill several volumes, not just that paltry one. This popular author travels the world writing stories about people he meets, rumors he hears, and places he visits along the way. His elaborate and colorful descriptions, which bring the world within the pages to life, have been highly praised by readers. Too bad that best-selling author doesn't have a name. Rare stone. KD, you feel like once a year you get reminded about Elder Scrolls 6 and remember how long it's been? It's so surreal. The real question is, which will come out first? TES 6 or GTA 6?
Open for business.
Tonight risk put in.
All right.
There was a teaser for the Elder Scrolls 6? I honestly don't remember. If so, I deliberately kept my height levels at a low, so I wouldn't have to worry about it again.
Victory shall
Which,
be mine.
mission success.
Out of my way.
Here I go.
Venta Silver. Where's the nearest tavern?
That Horns, your bet is on Half-Life 3 before the Elder Scrolls 6 or GTA 6? Oh man, that's a bold claim, Cotton. Especially because GTA 6 has already had a release date get delayed twice. Or I guess technically once? I don't know. I don't keep up with that. Look at this cozy little cave. Walk of the Lost King. About to find him. The teaser was 7 years ago. Yeah, a lot of my hype levels for waiting for games was permanently damaged by whatever happened with Final Fantasy Versus 13 becoming Final Fantasy 15. And that game just kind of being the most mid of games it could have possibly have been.
This is the beginning.
The hell are these? They look cool. Garuda dudes, Pazuzus. You were 14 when they dropped it, if not 13.
Ventus Sultan.
Now then, I will cut you down.
Let's do this. The winds of fortune are howling.
Here goes nothing. This calls for surgery.
Tonight risk. Connect.
Got it. Okay.
Have at you. Death by 1,000 cuts.
Here we go.
Let's do this.
My turn. Let's do this. I appreciate it. Really? Don't start things you can't finish.
Pretty good at forgetting what games are upcoming. I'm sure that there are a bunch of games that I'm looking forward to, but I try to keep that stuff out of my mind. Because I've been burned. So, chat, what games are you guys looking forward to in the next year or two? KD, you say Todd's got to be sued for it? Can't be legal to play with people's feelings like the way he does? Nah, man, he is the best at playing with people's emotions.
Here I come.
Have at you.
It's not his fault you can't handle it.
Anger not the tiger.
Ventus Sultan.
Ooper, you're looking forward to Lords of the Fallen 2 and Neo 3. Both solid choices for sure.
Here I go. Illuminate.
I appreciate it. Really?
There you go.
Don't start things you can't finish.
She doesn't heal that much. She's too low of a level. I do wonder how that stuff scales sometimes, because it doesn't really seem to work with the elemental power-ups. There's a purple chest. In the level 50 zone, it's got to be the best item in the game. Articulate stone, because it can talk.
Come on, I've got better
It's a
things
big
to
cat.
do.
I don't know what that
Out of my
is weak
way.
to. Chubby cat. It's gonna run away. Cool, just healed everybody.
Here goes nothing.
By everybody, I literally mean one character.
The battle is truly joy. Anger not the tiger.
It's gonna get away. Gotta go for broke.
Here I go.
I have no idea how much health it has.
Have at at you. The dog bites hard.
Once more. No. Don't run, don't run, don't run. Bastard man.
With each battle, I grow stronger.
We could have gotten so much of a bonus. So what do I get going for broke? I'm broke. Hey, Global, how's it going? Katie, you looking forward to Dark Heresy and Divinity? Ufu, you've already pre-ordered Neo 3. You're just waiting for the launch. Global, you're looking forward to the Humito Ueda game that was teased at the same show where Night Rain was announced. Still looking forward to that. Which one is that? What was its title? Wait, we just took a big roundabout. JoJo.
It's a good day for battle.
Here we go.
Out of my way.
Have at you.
Without horns, you missed it.
Stiletto of steel.
It's my turn now. Illuminate.
Victory shall be mine. Anger not.
Damn. That's a heavy hit.
I appreciate it. Really. Don't start things you can't finish.
Apparently the Steam Winter Sale kicked off today. Don't know if I'm going to pick anything up. I kind of feel like probably not.
Open for business.
My turn.
Oh, Galamoth. Was that the one where, like, the dude is going in the spaceship thingy? Like, the planet was exploding or something, and he, like, has to get out of Dodge. And so, like, he's in a half-finished mech, and he, like, leaves it. That game looked... I really don't know what to make of it. Like, it could be really cool, or it could be terrible. It's one of those ones where it feels like there might not be anything in between. It's either real or it's a dream. Twilight.
Let's do this. Illuminate.
Oh, what am I doing with her? Oh, it's fine. No, actually, that worked out.
Anger not the tiger.
Here goes nothing. A tempest comes.
That's sad, Katie. I don't blame you, though.
Bring
It's
it
messed
on.
up. You want to be hyped for Divinity, but you're constantly thinking about BioWare and you don't want to be hurt. I remember actually being quite interested in Bioshock Infinite, and then hearing the reviews and people were like, yeah, this ain't it. And I was like, aw. Because I didn't play the other Bioshock games.
Oh, time for a rest.
Victory shall be mine. I think not.
Don't start things.
Ufu, you loved Infinite? It's good. I have not heard anything like resembling a glowing positive review of the game. Sturdy sapphire rod. I pretty much only heard that it was kind of mid, which made it a bit of a disappointment for many. Without horns, you also really liked Infinite? It was like a crash course in American history based on vibes. So more like Americana history then, right? The sense of danger is overwhelming. Are you certain you wish to proceed? I'm not certain, but here we go. Oh, so I don't remember if I said hello, Galamoth, but welcome back.
These leaves.
It's a rotten dragon. He's molting. He's revolting. He's cute. I should probably start with armor corrosive. Tyranno Drake.
I see through your defenses.
Have at you.
Here goes nothing.
He missed.
Let's do this.
Actually, don't know if Tressa is prepared for this type of encounter.
My turn.
Wow, this thing isn't weak to holy damage?
Here we go.
Or light damage? What is infinite? Infinite is an unmeasurable quantity. KD, Bioshock Infinite is like the most divisive a game you've ever heard of. Oh, so I guess you've never heard of The Last of Us Part 2? Galamoth, you knew it couldn't be Halo Infinite? You were actually being serious? Okay. My fault for giving such a meme response.
Best you can buy.
The battle is truly joy. The dog fights hard.
It's my turn now.
Hey Stella, nice to see you again. KD, you've heard that Bioshock Infinite is an unplayable mess, that it's the best game ever, and that it's super mid. Chadwick, what did the 0 say to the 8? Nice belt. Got him.
The battle is truly joy.
Oofer, you don't hate the Last of Us Part 2's plot? Hold on. You don't hate the plot, but you don't like the gameplay. To say that you don't hate the plot is kind of a glowing endorsement, shall we say. Yeah, I don't even really know what the drama is about The Last of
Out
Us.
of my way.
But the internet was losing its collective mind over it when it came out, and people were losing their mind over the show as well. Whereas, like, the most controversial thing that I know about Bioshock Infinite is, like, the weird character girl, the main girl, is essentially responsible for, like, a ton of advancements in Rule 34 stuff.
Here goes nothing.
And the reason I even know that much is because apparently people on the Overwatch subreddit were saying like all the Overwatch stuff is based off of the Bioshock Infinite girl. Pretty much all things that I've learned without really asking to. Yeah, this is gonna be pretty rough without a bunch of AoE healing. Hana had uses, but now we need to level up Tressa so she can actually be useful. Mortis, that's not even true. It's just a meme. Oh, really? Don't let your memes be dreams. Chadwick, your life was changed by that sandwich? Why, are you choking to death? I guess it makes the most sense to rehab her
I got just what you need.
so we can do a big heal.
My turn now. I won't hold back. Witness the miracle of healing.
Katie, you thought I was still talking about The Last of Us? Oh, no, no, no.
Here we go.
Oh, he's already at half?
Now then.
So this dude's got to be weak to something like daggers and fire and bows.
Loose the arrows.
What to do?
My turn.
The battle is truly joined. My blade is
Okay,
unmatched.
let's do this so that way I can figure out what the hell he's weak to. Oh, he's almost dead already. Okay.
Windhild fights with us.
Windhild with a W.
With each battle, I grow stronger.
We did it! That was hardly any experience. The sad thing is, I couldn't tell if Chadwick is just making some kind of weird euphemism that's specific to Michigan or something, or whether or not it was a classic case of the Chadwick typos. Bow of the eagle into the future. Need to find one of those fat cats again. Chadwick, you wished for oblivion, then you ate the sandwich. Now you can see the glory of the Lord. Simple as. Praise be to Todd.
It's a good day for battle.
Here goes nothing.
Furious Fungoid. It kind of reminds me of the enemy that shoots projectiles from its back that was kind of a boss in Hollow Knight.
Have at you. stiletto of steel.
My turn now. Illuminate.
Yeah, Nosk. That's it.
Out of my way.
Oh wait, was it Mauler? It might have been Mauler. The one that it looks like is the one it looks like.
I appreciate it. Really?
Have at you.
Looks just like Nosk.
Anger not.
All right. That's what I'm talking about.
The crawling Moloch. I need to look it up. Damn it, now you're saying crawling Moloch just reminds me of Dalek, and I just have exterminate stuck in my head now. I like how in the later seasons of Doctor Who, like the revamped ones, they still have the designs of the Daleks that look exactly like they did from the 70s, so they just like look so goofy and garish. But I kind of fell off of Doctor Who hard after I was no longer 14. Sorry to any fans. Mass Effect is for £6 on Steam? Or euros? Those are euros. Is it just like the first one, or is it the full bundle? If it's the bundle, I might actually get that.
Let's do this.
That might be a fun stream game or series of games someday.
The winds of fortune are howling.
The full bundle? Or yeah, I might need to look into that then. 3 in 1. I've told this story before, but when I was in
Don't start
college,
things you can't finish.
my friend had gotten Mass Effect, and we had another friend who wasn't really into gaming other than sports games, like think FIFA type stuff. And one day our mutual friend was like, his roommate was like, hey, are you gonna play that space game again? And we're like, what? Why do you care? You're not even playing it. And he was just like actually interested in this story. It was kind of like Star Trek, essentially, for somebody who had never watched anything like that. And that just kind of opened my eyes to like how much the quality of video games had increased to the point that it seemed like almost like a show for people who didn't really play them before. Galamoth, you bought the trilogy on sale. It doesn't have the Mass Effect 3 multiplayer. It was the only thing you wanted to play. Rip. I thought Horn said no Mass Effect Andromeda. Are there 4 Mass Effects now? I don't even know. I just know that the penultimate series of endings that was hyped up from the very first game, it was like Elden Ring endings, where it was just a color filter on pretty much the same thing at the end.
A good day to you.
Welcome to Grandport, the largest port city in the coastlands. Anything you might want from all corners of the world can be found here at this trading post. Ever heard of the Merchant's Fair? Official Grandport Merchant. Blah, 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 blah. Wears weapons and armor? Don't mind if I do. Justice Breaker? Actually, this might be good. I guess Gideon's is a little bit better. Wait, no, it's not. This is better. Okay, good. There are 4 and most pretend 4 doesn't exist. It had a very rough release. Looks like I'm one of the people that pretends it doesn't exist. No. I know the difference between pound and euro. I just like looked really quickly, and they both kind of look like E's in a way. So I corrected myself right away. You wish to board? If not, stay out of the way of the crew. Townsperson, an ambitious young man who works at the wharf in Grandport. He helps merchants unload their items and is learning various things from his employer that he might one day become a trader. It's clearly a stylized F. No, you.
Greetings.
Might I interest you in something, traveler? A book to keep you entertained on the road, perhaps? My books will lead you to the undiscovered treasures of the world. Legends of swashbucklers and trailblazers inspired this merchant to become a seller of adventure books. He recently came into possession of one which tells the tales of 8 travelers, each fascinating and compelling, and cannot seem to put it down. Tales from a faraway land. Records of a journey through an unexplored land. Maybe I'll buy it for once. Always happy to serve a customer. Always looking for a bargain. Oh yeah, I forgot to check out that other town shop after I'd unlocked things.
Welcome.
I mostly deal in weapons. Swords, spears, shields. My place can barely store all of them. Don't need any of these. Soul glaive. Pirate's longbow? Adamantine bow. Not really worth the loss in physical attack for Therion. For only 5 points of magic. But this would be good for Tressa, at least. Oh, somebody else in this town is going to have it. It's going to have been a waste of money.
Hi there.
That merchant there sells the travel journals of many great adventurers. They even write of setting foot into unknown lands that no man had ever before visited. Bookworm girl. Born into privilege, this girl spends her days voraciously reading books she ordered from Atlasdam. For some reason, I read that as Amazon in my head. I was like, what the hell? As her overprotective parents do not allow her to embark on adventures of her own, she instead lets her imagination travel to every corner of the realm. Galamoth, you love the part in Andromeda where a woman goes, "Sorry, my face is tired from dealing with everything," and she just has the most expressionless, dead-eyed stare? Because characters simply didn't emote.
Hi there.
Intro to adventuring. She's gonna be stuck in this town. People around these parts don't seem to care much for my wares. Accessories and miscellaneous goods. Angel Saber occasionally puts the target to sleep. I would be tempted to put this on Olberic because of the accuracy increase. But I am a little bit concerned about the loss of physical attack power. Yeah, I would really like to use this. It's just that the likelihood of putting an enemy to sleep seems kind of low. There isn't really a good way to boost our status ailment affliction rate.
Ho ho!
Did you hear about that relic what was found here in town? It's a sword they're saying. What belonged to that old knight chappie? You know, Socrates. Bombastic boy. A young man prone to affectation and exaggeration to the annoyance of those around him. Although once a shy and quiet lad, he became more angry and aggressive after losing someone near and dear to him. Aw, poor kid. Although he's a grown-ass man, according to his age of 26. A visitor? I so rarely see anyone else these days. Townsperson, one of a pair of brigands who terrorizes the town. He has a knack for creating concoctions which produce thick smoke or befuddle the senses, which he uses to great effect when relieving innocents of their valuables. Ah, Echina. Get him, Obi.
Let us fight with honor. The battle is truly joy.
Without horns, you love the part where they looked constantly to the upper right like their neck broke, or when the models randomly spaghettified. It was rare, but it did happen on your playthrough. That kind of reminds me of the fiasco that was that one Assassin's Creed game where there'd just occasionally be characters floating eyeballs and mouth, and that was it.
The battle is truly joy. My blade is I wreak havoc upon thee. The dog bites hard. The dog bites hard. I wreak havoc upon thee! The thrill of the fight.
That is a hell of a name for the bot.
Oh, hello there.
Did you need anything? People so rarely come in here. This is the other brigand, we can tell. Elderly woman. One of a pair of brigands who terrorizes the town. Disguised as an old lady, she preys on the sympathy of others and effortlessly steals from the gullible. Leaving tips and tricks. She's 32. Trying to remember what they called those masks for like the Chinese wuxia type novels. It's like skin tight masks or something like that. I do like that this burglar essentially has a bunch of necklaces. It's kind of thematic in a way. Looking for a fight, eh? I'm happy to oblige.
Now then, The dog fights hard. With each battle, I grow stronger.
How do you do?
Stop by the tavern, wanderer. We boast a vast collection of drink from around the world. A beautiful woman who works at the tavern in town. She owes the landlord a large sum and works hard to pay it off. Though he's offered to forgive the debt, she declined out of a sense of obligation to her spendthrift parents. What a dumb wench. I was half expecting a Toyota type of deal. Wait a second, there's a chest there. And we have tavern banter? Oh no! What's the matter, Tressa? Someone told me a ghost story, but I can't stand ghosts. They're so scary. I suppose the notion of spirits can be somewhat terrifying. And you know what else is terrifying? Thunder, and debts, and... Debts? That's a strange one. Strange? Then what are you afraid of? Now there's a question. I'm most interested in knowing what can wilt the unbending blade. Well, I am a poor swimmer, though that is more a weakness than a fear. Well, that's a surprise, coming from a man of action like yourself. I swam a little as a child, but then forgot the skill as I grew into manhood. Too much muscle, I warrant. You probably sink like a stone. Mayhap. What of you, Cyrus? Do you have any weaknesses? I have a sneaking suspicion that it may be singing. A suspicion? Well, whenever I give voice to a song, people look at me with the queerest expressions. Also, they say things like, "Good thing you're a scholar, sir, and not a bard." Well, now I'm curious. Why don't you sing something for us? Perhaps one song, then. Well, what do you think? Tressa? Is something the matter? Best leave her be. I believe she is in the midst of ruining her curiosity. Hold on here. Should you again have a need of a discerning mind, I would be happy to offer my talents. The old man who came through not long ago said he was a writer. Apparently he writes all sorts of books to fund his travels. He mentioned some title. What was it again? The Ancient Capitals or something like that. A good human man who frequents the tavern in Grandport. He easily befriends all he meets, claiming good food and spirits will get anyone to talk. This tactic may attribute to his past success as an informant behind enemy lines. Ooh, spicy.
Hello.
I've come down from the Glyphlands to see what interesting goods might be available at the fair. Dried foods. Oh, nuts. I guess they are dried foods. Man, I could go for some cashews now. Or Sandy when we need her. That merchant's fair. What a wonderful thing.
Splendid.
There are rare novelties from every region. A cleric who spends more time drinking at the tavern than conducting services at his chapel. In spite of this, he is extremely devout, as many of the other customers at the aforementioned tavern can attest to. He's so devout, he attends the tavern religiously, right? I like the soundtrack for this town. It definitely gives me some SaGa Frontier 2 vibes. I was like, wait a second, why does that barrel have stars coming out of it? It's because I beat somebody up and I guess threw his body behind some barrels. I'm gonna save it before I talk to that guy for no particular reason. Chadwick, you just read the discourse about AI in the general channel, and now you wish for Oblivion again? You don't have to settle for Oblivion, Chadwick. It's fine. You can go so far as to wish for Skyrim instead. I believe in you. And more importantly, Todd believes in you. And by believes in you, I really mean he believes in your wallet. Even if you don't.
Faring well?
There's a flourishing outdoor market up ahead. You can find a great many treasures there. A young man who stowed away on a merchant ship and made his way over from the woodlands 6 months ago. He lives at a tavern and has befriended one of the maids who he has learned is being forced to work off a debt. Though she knows nothing of it, he has made plans for them to run away together on a boat. Oh no, no, she doesn't know about it. It's going to be on a boat. She won't be able to say no because of the implication. This dude's a creep. Stella, you definitely don't believe too much in your wallet. Todd believes in it. He believes that you can make that 16-time purchase of $59.99 and it will be worth your while. Todd manifesting another 10 Skyrim ports. You think too little of my man Todd there, Mortis. Don't forget that he'll soon be branching out the galaxy over with Starfield ports.
How do you do?
I come from a land so far south of here that you will not find it on any map. I haven't been back there in a dozen years or more. I have no interest in going back by now either. Yet, the one thing I do miss is the sweet smell of the quadrate blooms that grow there.
Goodness.
Is that a quadrate flower? Ah, this smell. It transports me back to my homeland in an instant. When I left my land, my parents gave me quadrate flowers. They told me that I should be the hardy quadrate, that no matter how difficult things became, I would grow strong and bloom beautifully. I've not thought of that day for a very long time now. Thank you. Perhaps I should work a bit harder. And save up enough to go back home to my parents. I could build them a fine house surrounded by fields of quadrate. As long as we can smell the quadrate, we won't ever miss one another. Aw, that was a nice little story. I just felt it ended a little bit abruptly.
Wonderful.
Okay. A woman from a southern nation who traveled the realm working odd jobs until she found her way to Grandport several years ago. In her youth, she helped her mother with her daily cooking and learned a great deal as a result. Her specialty is stewed fish with quadrate. I like how it says in her youth, meaning that 29, she's over the hill, she's bent and broken, she's crippled when decrepit with age. Just like me, for real, for real. Katie, Todd doesn't believe in our wallets, she just desires them. But you gotta manifest your desires and you believe in those desires so much. Let's just put it this way. Have you ever, have you ever wanted him to do you so much you could do anything? Global, you saw a video of someone asking Todd at some random event about any news on Elder Scrolls 6, and he's like, crazy you ask, because I picked this very moment for the world's premiere, which is pretty good. KD, after playing more good games, you can't say Skyrim's good, but you still love it. So, I think Skyrim and Oblivion and like the Fallouts are kind of all products of their time. And for the time, they were kind of revolutionary. But as the genre continues to evolve and become more and more refined, it's a little bit more difficult for those types of games to withstand the test of time unless you rely on like community mods to help polish some of those rough edges. But who knows, maybe I'll have to eat my words later this month when I start New Vegas on stream. Yeah, that's the thing, like the whole Discord conversation about AI, like I have been mulling over whether or not I wanted to make a video about it, AI in general, because I feel like I'm having a bit of a midlife crisis when it comes to AI, because obviously it's very easy to hate on AI as a buzzword and whatnot, but it does also produce some results that I and others can enjoy the fruits of at times. It's not all bad, and a lot of it is just like this branding issue that you guys are going on about in the Discord, where procedural generation and AI are just kind of treated differently in the past, but they were kind of all the same thing, and now AI has just become so much of a buzzword that anything relating to procedural generations or algorithms and things like that is being rebranded as AI for just more investor goodwill, I guess. It's a very strange time we live in, or perhaps an interesting one, depending on whoever opened that damn fortune cookie. KD, you hate yourself because you can't bring yourself to hate Todd. So Todd to me is one of those dudes where like it's very obvious he's on the hustle, but he just sells it so damn well that like he's not malicious, you know? He's not actually like grifting people. Well, maybe you could say Starfield was a bit of a grift, but I mean, if somebody got grifted by Starfield, unless they're in their teens and are completely unfamiliar with Todd, I'm going to say it's on them at this point. Because, yeah, Todd is gonna Todd. Oh yeah, Ishii, I don't remember saying hello, but welcome back in. Todd knows he's scamming people. If you ain't scamming, you ain't trying. Which means I'm not trying. Good dog, aw. A happy mutt with not a care in the world. He is a good dog. But to be fair, all dogs are good dogs, and a pox upon he who dares to say otherwise. Huh? Did I do the wrong thing? Yeah, that's voices. Can't even read English. One! Of course. Yeah, so there's a very heavy localization, but it just says like it's an energetic dog, and it doesn't have like a care in the world. So saying that it's like a super good dog is just a little bit much. Which is kind of what I figured, because I feel like the good dog thing is more of a like a Western type meme thing, but anyway. A good boy, exactly. I still find myself wondering where he is now, what he might be doing. Oh? I'm sorry, did you need something of me? Whoops. Didn't mean to fight Lara Croft. Lara, a woman known for her generosity and beauty. She lives with her family in Grandport, where her husband serves as commander of the garrison and enjoys bringing him and his men homemade sweets from time to time. One might say they are the very picture of the perfect husband and wife. Lara's new life? Is she gonna get axe murdered?
Hey!
Do you know any Kevins? My mother is sometimes searching for someone by that name. Kevin! When I was little, my mother talked in her sleep. I couldn't hear her at night calling someone's name. Over and over, louder and louder, until she screamed. It was scary. She doesn't do that anymore, but I don't know if that means she's gotten better. Uh-huh. What is going on with this family? Mortis, you never vibed with Morrowind? It was too archaic for your tastes. I never played Morrowind because I didn't have the Xbox. It was a game I was interested in after hearing about it from X-Play and whatnot. Oh yeah, for sure, Ishii, that... Well, I don't know, like... Morrowind could do well, relatively well today as a niche game, but as kind of a... AAA title? You know, I don't really know, because Elden Ring has a lot of the same issues as Morrowind does, but if anything, like, Elden Ring is even more cryptic. But yeah, Morrowind, from what I've picked up about it from cultural osmosis, was kind of like porting a cryptic-ass NES game into a 3D title at the time. Hey, Logos, welcome back in. The Everdark Balancers were peak. Nice. Did you beat them? Chadwick, Ubisoft corrupted the brains of many youngsters with their over-reliance on waypoints and objective markers. And then our Lord and Savior Miyazaki said, nah, I'd win.
Yeah?
I'm the captain of a cargo ship. We visit ports all over the world. I just unloaded my cargo, so forgive my fatigue. Is that a euphemism for taking a dump? Which is a euphemism for taking a poop? Ship captain, a sea captain who has returned to Grandport. The town's nobles have contracted him to ferry passengers and goods. He loves how lively the town is during the Merchants' Fair and is happy to support the event. Oh man, this kind of reminds me of the Taste of Chicago, now that I think about it. Right by a pier and everything. Stella, Todd just seems like a guy who happens to be a good game hype man. Oh yeah, absolutely. For sure. He gets people to buy games via the hype. Oh yeah, but going back to the AI tangent for a brief moment, and then I'll probably need to chill on the chat for a little bit so I can go through all these damn NPCs. Otherwise, I'll be here way long tonight. Maybe not. Yeah, the procedural AI and stuff just kind of reminded me of how back in the day, if a game like Spore was pitched now, people would lose their minds at like, oh no, the AI is taking the jobs of the animators and stuff, when it's very clear that tools were designed with AI in such a way that it was iterative and not generative, I guess. If that even is a difference we can make, I don't know. But yeah, there's a lot of unwarranted hate to AI. There's also very warranted hate to AI and navigating the waters as we move into the future is going to be tricky. And I'm of mixed opinions about it because realistically, AI is a tool that will allow people to do tasks that they may not have otherwise been able to do. And certainly it would suck if companies start using it as an excuse to stop hiring people because, I mean, let's be real, that's capitalism. It's going to be an inevitability, I guarantee it. So, is AI really the problem? Or is it really the fact that people need jobs to obtain income to survive? That's actually the bigger problem here. And then, setting that topic aside, let's say that everybody was on UBI of some sort, or money wasn't an object, a thing that anybody had to worry about in the world. Would the discourse about the use of AI be quite as rabid? I think there would still be a good amount of people who would deride AI because it can stifle creativity and it kind of steals work from people. But my argument for that has always been for a long time, well, how is using AI any different than a person looking at somebody else's art style and like learning it and copying it, and they're not paying like royalties or dividends on using that kind of stuff? Because tattoo artists do that stuff all the time. Like, people get tattoos of Disney characters, Dragon Ball Z characters, you name it, and they don't really pay for it. It's a little bit of a legal gray zone, technically illegal, but I don't know. It's just, I think at the end of the day, AI will allow more people to be more creative or be able to do things that they wouldn't have been able to do otherwise. But the question becomes, in my mind, is that going to become more of a crutch that people rely on, and it'll effectively limit the amount of people who can learn and do things manually themselves? So maybe this will be a bit of a weird comparison point, but is AI to art as factories are to textiles now, and like mass producing clothing versus having people work in loom mills, or I can't remember what they're called, textile factories, like looming all day and all that. I don't know. Chadwick, that's why we have IP law and why you support IP law. IP freely. All right, let me scroll back up, and then I will talk to a bunch of the NPCs. Galmoth, you think that's going to be the first ever Dark boss you don't beat the Balancers? Stella said, the fact that everything you type into a chatbot is harvested doesn't help. Oh, yeah. I mean, I just saw a headline earlier today that Amazon discovered that one of its workers is from North Korea because of like 110 millisecond delay of lag between their keystrokes, which implies that they have been keystroking all of their employees to figure that out to begin with. So we're living in the midst of an Ouroboros where the head is eating the tail, and we're probably on the tail end of things, to be honest. Stella said, Disney picks and chooses who they want to sue for stuff. They've sent cease and desists to fan artists for selling art plenty. True. And you cease because you don't have you don't have Fight Disney money, yeah. Mortis said, if money wasn't a factor, more people would care about the arts, you'd think. It's absolutely a crutch in your opinion. it can certainly be a crutch, but I mean, think about if somebody wants to, I don't know, start their own webcomic, but they literally don't. Okay, let's just say one, and he doesn't have this technical skill to make his art actually look good, and so he could either outsource to a real artist like Murata, or he could use AI. One was lucky enough to be put in a position where he could come to some kind of agreement with Murata to make his web series into an actual bona fide manga with beautiful panels, whereas a lot of people might not have the funds to do it. So in some ways, AI can help equalize the playing field, but also with the whole topic of money not being an object and would it become a crutch, because we don't have UBI, I feel like the only people who can afford to do the manual side of things are either completely starving artists, which is always a thing, or those who have already been, what's the word? Privileged enough to be able to take the time to pursue their arts to such levels and not starve in the process. Global, you say it's a problem of verticality. The tattoo shop guy isn't imposing the use of their tools across the entire workforce and draining resources from urban areas. You see my point, but it is a lot different. Right, I'm not trying to say that they're one-to-one the same, but just like the actual impact of it. It's like, my point is that the way that an AI integrates things is not fundamentally different to me than the way that a human does it. The usage of it and like that stuff we can argue about, like if somebody looked at a bunch of Ghibli movies and then they made their own Ghibli style character and they called it OC, that would be fine. People would be like, okay, we don't really have a problem with that. But if an AI did the same thing, all of a sudden it's bad. And that seems like a bit of a disconnect to me. KD, your take on AI is the same as ever. It'll change the world for better, but not within our generation, or probably for multiple following generations. Chadwick, you think that's a false equivalence? AI quote-unquote artists take the position of, I'm not a professional athlete because I didn't train to become a world-class sports star. I should be able to ride a mech suit that plays basketball for me. I mean, if somebody did make a mech suit that allowed them to play basketball, they can certainly do it, just they wouldn't be playing basketball within the rules of the NBA. And then, hey, Meow Laser, welcome back in. Mortis, you'd rather have stick figures for the comic? Meow said AI can't vandalize your property. It'll never replace real artists. Counter argument. Tesla crashes. Waymo crashes. Those are vandalism of a sort, right? Logos doesn't live somewhere with a data center causing skyrocketing electric bills. Those are two different things, though. Like, hold on. I will say that the excessive use of the power jaw is a problem, but that really isn't so much... Okay. Trying to think about how to, like, break this down, because in some ways I'm talking about AI on a theoretical level or a hypothetical level, and the ethics of AI in a vacuum versus the real world implications of what it takes for the AI to currently run, and there being a bit of a mismatch between how AI is packaged versus the actual idea of AI in a vacuum with no other factors to worry about. So with AI being tied into power generation issues and energy draw usages and things like that and pollution, that is realistically all tied together. I'm not going to deny that, but hypothetically, there could also be a world where we somehow switch to completely green energy and that isn't as much of an issue. So I don't feel like that should always be packaged together within certain confines of conversations. But the other thing is like the money thing. If we didn't have to pay artists for anything, or like if artists didn't need commissions to survive, would that still make AI good or bad? And then of course that'll tie into my example between like the humble tattoo artist who owns his own shop versus some kid using AI to make a custom pose of Goku so he could put a poster on his wall in his room or something like that. Mortis said it steals from original artists. It takes the effort of people who have incredible passion, and suddenly the most insufferable person ever says they're just as good as they have, and the robot slave do everything for them. I disagree, though, because people are stealing from people all the time. Like, the case of somebody making a Ghibli OC character, to me, is not fundamentally different than the AI. So maybe, sure, you could say, like, the difference is the amount of effort that is required, but I always think, like, just putting in a lot of effort to something doesn't actually give it... Maybe I don't want to die on this hill, but, yeah, this is a complicated topic. Okay, let's say it this way. Putting effort into something doesn't give it extrinsic value. By which I mean, if somebody spent an hour to make a clay figurine, but it looks awful, but it looks really good, that's great. But if somebody spent 40 hours to make that same clay figurine and it turned out awfully, like the value to somebody else that is not the person who made it is completely divorced from how long it actually took to make that product. I know I phrased that terribly, but people can say that putting in a lot of effort to something could give them personal value for that thing that they're attached to, but that kind of value, I think, sometimes is kind of irrelevant to another person. Although there are, of course, those examples where, like, if you overvalue wine bottles, people will gladly pay more and somehow enjoy it more, even though everybody knows it's a ruse. But yeah, not everything is so black and white. Chadwick says you still have to develop the skill to make the Ghibli original character. Copying other artists still doesn't warrant the same respect as developing your own spin on the craft. I'll say it frankly, but skill kind of doesn't matter. So you're saying, like, there's value in having a skill, but not really. Like, it's subjective. What is the value of art when everything is capable of making the same thing? It's subjective. Chadwick, I'm losing you. I'm trying to think of a good parallel example then. Hey, Sandy, nice to see you again. We're having a spirited discussion about AI right now. Okay, so if I were to walk into a store, or let's say we're at a flea market and there's a stall and there's 2 t-shirts, one that is handmade and then one that was made in a factory, but if I, the customer, couldn't differentiate between the two, what is the value differential to me, the customer? Arguably, there wouldn't be a difference in value, but the proprietor of the stall could just put a different price tag on each of them. We could say that the one that is handmade took a lot more time and skill to produce than something mass-produced in a factory, which could objectively be true, but to the consumer, it's kind of irrelevant details. Whether or not you're more attached to one, I think is just a bit of a subjective thing. Stella, if someone doesn't want to make it, why should you buy it? Could you elaborate on that? Sandy says, screw generative AI. Well, the issue is, why? Like, unironically, why is AI bad is kind of the question. Is it bad because it displaces people and workers? Because if that is the answer, people can still produce art, and AI isn't going to stop that. The issue is that it'll drive people out of jobs, money, or business opportunities, which is a separate problem to me than the actual use of AI. Chadwick said, what's the difference between a luxury good versus a Temu knockoff if the customer hasn't the experience or observational appreciative skills to tell the difference? Then they'll buy the Temu version, and the temp version will be worse. Worse how, and by what degree will it be worse? In some ways, you could argue that the temp version is better because it could be orders of magnitude cheaper, or you could make the argument that the undiscerning individual will get more value out of the knockoff than the luxury good. And of course, we could also make arguments that the luxury good is just way overpriced, and so it's overvalued, but Stella says, like, how fast fashion tends to fall apart immediately. Yeah. Logos, I will say that you shouldn't be stirring the pot. That is kind of against my channel rules by saying things like, if it gets us Expedition 33-2 faster, we could use a few less lakes. That just feels like very obvious bait. And if you want to be sincere about it, I would suggest actually fleshing out a lot of your responses, because if all you're doing is rage baiting, I will time you out, and you should certainly know better. It's one thing to try to rage bait me because I don't really care, but don't do that to the chatters. Chaddock said, if it devalues the human factor, we abdicate our ability to discern quality. Man, that's going to open up a can of worms, because what are you really just scared that the AI's quality will eventually become better than humans? Is that really the underlying fear behind all of this? That if we allow the robots to rise up, then humans will be overthrown? Logos, if you're 100% about your takes on AI, I will say it's incredibly short-sighted to say that lakes should dry up. It is unironically dumb, and we are all dumber for having listened to such an opinion. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul. And I don't tend to say stuff like that willy-nilly. Stella, you don't think that? They're never going to replace the human brain because we don't understand how the brain fully works? I'm not trying to say that they'll replace the brain, but I'm just kind of curious about why is it inferred that the goods produced by humans are of more value than that produced by AI? Chadwick says, it's about losing our ability to value the human effort. When you give that up, what have you got? See, that's a fine question, but I mean, how much value should that have to begin with? Which I definitely understand how robotic and inhuman that can sound, but this is a genuine philosophical question there. Like, why is it that just because it's something produced by a human, should it be given more value than something produced by a machine? Global, you largely see the AI situation as a microcosm of our current situation. It's a short-sighted project in scope, promising unrealistic benefits that have immediate consequences. Hold on, I'm going to need to read this without reading it out loud. It's a microcosm. Okay, I see. Yeah, I could agree with you there, Global, for sure. Logos, you're also sure some lakes are not evaporating because of some video game, which is where the moralizing comes in? Well, in a way you're wrong, because we've actually, like, the literal fourth largest lake, freshwater lake in the entire world has been dried up due to irrigation for essentially fast fashion. And there's the phrase death by 1,000 cuts. Just because one individual thing doesn't break a camel's back doesn't mean that there won't eventually be a last straw to break a camel's back. Mortis, your appreciation of art is a long process of a human creating something. You like those human touches? The human imperfections are what you desire? So, maybe my definition of art differs from other people's, but to me, art is just something that evokes an emotional response out of a person, and it doesn't necessarily have to be created by a human for somebody to see something as art. I think moments in time can be art to an individual, and that type of moment might not ever be reproducible or even conveyable to other people, but may still have value to that individual, no less. So basically, if I viewed a sunset and thought that there was real beauty in that, and I also saw an AI photo of a sunset, whether it be on the Earth or an alien world, and I thought there was beauty in that, I still think the subjective value of the appreciation of what I was seeing is still kind of art, irrelevant to the source. Whether or not I should appreciate one over the other, I think is an interesting question. Meow, as an artist, you use magic to put a piece of your soul into everything you do. Machine can't do that. Not to the Amish. The Amish think that taking photos is stealing people's souls, so we already got your soul, Meow. The machines took it. They put it in. Chadwick, if you can tell the difference between things, then the depth and qualities of them prove superiority in 1,000 ways. But I mean, this goes back to my point, is that you are arbitrarily, arguably, putting more value on human-made goods or products or whatever than machine-based ones. And my question is why? And is such a belief as to why grounded? And if the end argument is just because that's what you prefer, I think that's fine, but I don't think it can be used as a kind of universal rationalization to explain everything, unfortunately. Meow, AI will be just used to exploit workers like the computer, and its impact on the environment is not worth it. But is that a problem of AI, or is that just a problem of exploitation in general? Because, I hate to break it to you guys, but everybody's being exploited whether they want to or not. That's just kind of the nature of capitalism. Ulfer, if one can't recognize that something is AI mixed and then one's ability is lacking. So here's the truth. This year, I discovered a couple songs that I really enjoyed a lot. And then I came to find out that it was somehow produced by AI. Like, the actual band doesn't exist. And this floored me, which is kind of why I've been having a bit of an existential crisis and have considered making a video about it. Because if I can't tell the difference, is there a difference? Like, I still enjoyed the songs, but like on a certain level, I'm also disappointed that I learned that this wasn't actually by humans. I wonder how much of it was human plus AI. Like, did they use AI to make the song? And did they use a real human singer? There's different elements of this. Like, regardless, some human kind of oversaw the overall product to make something into like a package for people to enjoy at the end of the day. But what does that mean if you can't tell the difference? Like, is it not something that you can enjoy? And if you don't know any better, is ignorance bliss? It's all messing with me. Because things are getting way better every day. Because it isn't always obvious when something is AI anymore. And that's becoming more and more the case every month. Stello, one thing you worry about with AI is how easy it is to make disinformation now. I could definitely agree with that. But, of course, that comes down to whether or not AI is being used appropriately, which I do think is an important topic to discuss, versus whether it's poor AI. So is good AI good, or is good AI bad? Is kind of another question. LP equals boomer. Yep, it's true. Mortis, you've not heard a single good AI song in your opinion? Neither had I until this year. And, like, part of me struggles on whether or not I want to consider, like, showing other people what it was just so they have an idea versus just not giving it more attention at all. And, of course, we could probably all agree that disinformation is just something that's bad in general, whether or not it's produced by man or machine. But, of course, the proliferation of it at the scales of magnitude that we're seeing nowadays is certainly worrisome. Global said music now is content versus pre-internet, whereas more of a holistic cultural experience. So if the listener's idea of music is just sound coming out of speakers, it makes no difference if it's human or AI. Your statement's very generalized and meant to be taken as such. So, I mean, this goes back down to the subjective experience. Like, if you hear something and you like the sound of it, are you wrong for enjoying a sound? If you just break it down that far, of course it sounds a little bit preposterous. You either just kind of like something or you don't. Like, that one silly little episode of SpongeBob where he, like, hears the sink drip dropping and then like starts making a song or whatnot. Like, that's a thing. What if it was just AI instead? KD, you worried about AI being used for not safe for work stuff? I mean, those are, like, AI is a problem, but that's because it's already, like, you're placing it in the confines of a problematic category to begin with. Maybe I need to make, like, a series of Venn diagrams or something to help illustrate what I mean. Chadwick said, Rick Rubin famously says he knows nothing about music. He just has phenomenal taste. Should then any man with his taste be able to skip the musicians and go straight to the end product? I'm not sure what you mean by end product in that context. So you're saying, like, skip what's actually out there and then just use something that would adapt perfectly to one's own tastes? And that's something being using a tool like AI to get there? I mean, that makes sense, and I think that's what people are going to do. And then the question becomes, is that really fundamentally different than what a composer does? A composer just has a higher fidelity of skill to kind of translate thoughts to paper or music sheet or whatever you want to call it. So is this a medium issue or is it not? Mortis, you swear looking at anything anime related will have you seeing not safe for work AI stuff. It's horrendous. If you see truly horrendous stuff, I would just try to report it to the FBI or something. But I don't really have that issue. So anyway, do you guys feel as though I've made my thoughts clear? Do you have any particular objections to it, or want me to refine anything, or anything you guys want to bring up in relation to what's already been brought up? Nightbot says, stretch. This damn AI. I'm going to go ahead and hydrate as well. Galamoth, I was going to ask if you were joking, because it seemed like a joke question, but you tend not to joke too much, so I would have repeated it. Katie, you think it's gone for too long anyway? Yeah, I'm about to get back into the game. Global said, last question, would I replace the chat with AI? What do you mean, like, replace the chat with AI, like with bots? Probably not, no. And most of chat's position. But why? Probably because I don't feel as though I would get value from having bots in my chat. Like, they aren't maybe if they were stimulating enough, I would consider it, but they don't particularly stimulate me. Ishii asks, would the bots talk? I'm presuming that they would. But if the bots would give me money, then, of course, I would replace all of you in an instant for zillions of dollars. Yeah, I said, why not if I can't tell the difference? If I can't tell the difference and they've passed the Turing test, then sure, why not have the bots then? But as of now, the bots aren't particularly interesting enough for me to want them in the chat. Logo says oof. Estelle said, a chat of psychophantic bots sounds like it'd drive someone crazy. I mean, chats with real chatters drive their streamers crazy all the time. Global, they'd talk once every other night and lurk the rest for you. Oh man, this reminds me. There was a bot on one of those subreddits. I think it was like Mycology or something. Like, it was such a really ridiculously specific bot giving some of the most high-level responses to questions that people were posing that it went undetected for months until somebody went through this bot's search history or like post history and thought something was off and surmised that they were a bot and figured it out. And then that threw people for a loop. So, I mean, it probably is happening, guys. Colba said, I'm a fellow mushroom lover. No, not necessarily. I'm just kind of interested in a bit of everything, and it reached, like, the top pages. Just how I found out about it. I am an all browser, but I block a lot of crappy subreddits that offer nothing. Like the one that's like 20 capital A's. Useless. Logos, there will be AI bots of you guys complaining about AI. There will be. It's becoming meta. Okay, so anyway. Final comments aside, otherwise we'll get back into the dialogue of all of these NPCs in the bazaar. Damn, I haven't even actually started the story quest yet, but it's fine. I enjoyed having the discussion. Otherwise, I would have stopped it. But yeah, Chadwick said, our takeaway is that value is subjective.
Tell the truth.
Oh, and by the way, like pretty much everything that I've said about AI and stuff doesn't necessarily mean I'm happy about it. Just to clarify things here. Bots would need to learn how to react in silly random ways. I mean, when I was a kid, I talked to Smarter Child fairly regularly. Maybe not fairly regularly, but I mean, I messed around with Smarter Child on the AOL Instant Messenger chat bots for a decent chunk of time. And ChatGPT is even better than Smarter Child was. Although I've never used it. Stella, you'll believe a bot is conscious when it decides to delete itself? Didn't somebody try to make ChatGPT do that and kind of succeeded until, like, it couldn't actually do it? Okay, folks, let's dive back into the game.
To tell the truth.
I have quite the variety of wares for hunters. This fur coat came from one of my many successful trades. He sells hunting equipment. Falcon garb. Falcon hat. I don't think I... Oh, I don't need that. Ultimate breaker. Occasionally confuses target. It's even better.
Hello.
Do you know of the dancers in the Sunlands? I cannot forget their beautiful dress. Dancing garments and accessories. Ethereal dancer garb? Logos handed over. Alright, Sandy, good luck with work. Take care. Hand it over, Logos, your dark soul.
Hello.
How are you?
Need an inn or a tavern? Go south to reach downtown. A woman who sells souvenirs to tourists. Though her parents intend for her to take over the family business, she dreams of traveling the world in search of treasure before that happens. New weapons for sale, good to know. Here you can find anything from fur garments from Swarky to Quarry Quest made gold bracelets.
Grand.
I will search out the best vendors with the highest quality goods. I still can't say Quarry Crest. I'm always like Quarry Quest. Quarry Quest. Bazaar shopper. It is a bazaar. A young man who has spent altogether too much of the fortune he had inherited. Extremely confident in his judgment, he believes all who question his decision simply lack his preternatural eye for quality.
Welcome.
Get the highest quality soul stones right here, straight out of Quarry Crest. Nothing finer. Soul stones. I like how I keep stealing all these soul stones and hardly ever use them. But there are a couple times where I have used them,
Welcome.
which means I have to steal all of them. I trade in ingredients to concoct medicines. The products are certified by the most prestigious apothecaries. My stores come from Stoneguard, so you know it is of the highest quality. Stoneguard is quality medicinal stuff, okay. Speaking of medicinal stuff, when I was a kid playing Shining Force 2, they have medical herbs, and for years I've always read them as medicinal herb. And then one day I stopped being dyslexic and I was like, oh my god, medical herb. I was a little bit shattered. Oh no, we want to use the anti-natalism argument against AI? That wouldn't be a good nihilistic argument, because to imply nihilism would mean that it wouldn't matter either way. And so there'd be no moral argument against you to not do it, because it would be irrelevant. Mortis's nihilisms for the week, if you say so. Or perhaps it's the strongest position to hold. It's funny how someone with dyslexia likes playing as Hanet. I might not have dyslexia, but I certainly do wonder. If I do have dyslexia, it's probably a very acute form of it, I would hope. Logos, you're trying to tell me to read Nietzsche as the prescription against nihilism? Got bad news bears, Logos. He lost. Nihilism won. I've had quite a bit of luck lately. I managed to get my hands on a ring said to be the heirloom of the very house Byron. Got a pretty deal on it. Now it's just up to my own skill to piece it out into as many pricey bits as I can. Without horns, you couldn't think of the proper philosophical name for what you were thinking about? Fair enough. You did put it in quotes. I can respect that. Logos said, true, if he was so good, then why did he die? I know, right? If he was smarter, he would have had a better constitution from the time he was a child. Master Jeweler. A jeweler who uses various, and not altogether honorable, means to learn of and acquire precious gems. He then uses myriad other, and undeniably disreputable, methods to sell them for a significant profit. The heirloom of a once noble house.
And so,
Man, so I like Tressa as a character, but I just feel like she gets absolutely dumped on by Therion. Like there needs to be more reasons to use her. Like, it makes sense that some characters, no, they already have that mechanic in the game where you can't necessarily steal the forbidden weapons. So why can't we be forced to purchase more things with Tressa? Granted, I know me saying this makes the finger on the monkey paw curl as I speak, and I would hate if I had to spend my hard-earned money before I'd amassed enough of it at the end game for things like that, but at least it'd give me a bit more of a choice about whether or not I wanted to pursue it, I guess. Chadwick, you're currently the victim of a Cartesian malevolent god. My condolences, brother. Just remember, if you think you are...
and so,
It was a lot of hard work lugging this harpoon here, but I needed to restock. You can use it to fish in oceans or rivers. And no, it is not a spear. It's a harpoon. His true info said it was a spear. Scourge Lance. It's actually pretty good. Runeglaive. Stella, who's the god created the universe then destroyed himself guy? You swear you've seen that before? A lot of them? The first one that pops in my head, and you might be talking about a philosopher, but what had popped into my head was Douglas Adams in The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy with God's final message to his creation being sorry for the inconvenience. That was such a brilliant line by Adams. It was the only thing that gave peace to Marvin, the android. Without horns, Tressa's for people who hate Therion more than they like stealing. Fair. Chadwick, you'll defeat Craving and transcend Samsara entirely, then who will be laughing? See, that's the mentality that's wrong right there. It's not that you need to defeat Craving, you just need to not care enough about Craving to begin with. Because it ain't a thing. Because the universe is an Atman. It is without self. Logos, you can't do Buddhism because you want things? You can do Buddhism. It's called the middle way. You're just supposed to want what you want and not want more. Want as much as you want and don't want as much as you can stand. What was I doing? Oh yeah, I've got new items. So we'll do this for his elemental power. What was the other one that I just got? It was a spear, right? A scourge spear. For him. Don't know if this is worth it. There are so many ingredients here that I hardly know what I should concoct. Today's menu: 7-herb soup, scissor crab salad, aurochs steak, grilled pomegranates. The localizers probably had fun with that one. It's gonna really mess me up when I run into the one enemy that'll everyone's grudge me for stealing. That youngster in the market always causes a ruckus. The line's cut into my business. Axis. Spirit hatchet. Adamantine. Don't think I need any of these. This one might be good for Tressa. Wait, she doesn't use Axis. Alright, I don't need to worry about it. I have found the most beautiful stones at the auction today. A noble woman with poor taste in jewelry. She loves collecting items from all over the world and goes to the market every day hoping to find a new piece to add to her collection. Logo, she went Elden Ring 2 in Expedition 33 too. You'll never achieve Nirvana. Yep. Some of us went Bloodborne 0. Or even Bloodborne PC. Stella, you don't think half the billion Buddhists in the world are all anti-materialist monks? Without Horn said, the optional super boss, Karma. It is a super boss. Even Mikola couldn't beat Karma.
Oh, joyous day!
It ran over his dogma. Every time I come, I always unearth something fantastic from the merchants. The head of the Grand Port Merchants Association. He decides who can sell their wares at the market. A born and bred merchant, he can often be spotted scouring the stalls for hidden treasures.
Ho-ho!
It took me a long time to arrive, but Grandport is even more impressive than I had hoped. Mortis, you want the return of the steam locomotive? Just make it a nuclear one, and then you'll get your steam back. If you had your way, steampunk would be reality, and it's why you can never be a politician. You don't lie enough to be a politician, bruv. Meow, your dog heard some chicken noise in my game and wants to go outside now. My condolences. Oh man, there have been times where my dog has been sleeping, and if he hears... Like, if I'm watching a video on Reddit or something and there's like a feline or some other type of animal, he thinks that the sound is coming from outside and he'll wake up and try to figure out what's going on. A merchant who came to peruse the market, though he was considering setting up a stall to sell his own wares, he is somewhat overwhelmed by the passion of his competitors.
Ho-ho!
Oh-ho!
Indeed.
I don't think I talked to this guy. I think I went... Okay.
Indeed.
Ancient relics are full of stories. Therein lies the wonder of them. Indeed, a sword has come into my hands that promises to tell the most astounding tales. An antiques dealer willing to pay surprisingly high prices for common goods. His only criterion for assessing the value of an item is its personal history. To wit, he will pay a king's ransom for junk if the seller's story is sufficiently compelling. Those types of people are always funny. Sword of Sakrath. The ancient sword of a legendary knight. Perhaps now it holds some theatrical use. 30,000! He deserves it. If my wares could speak, they would tell a tale most glorious. Always looking for a bargain. You wish to know why I'm here? I see. Well, my specialization isn't exactly virtuous. Miss Scalaney. Meow, you've got a radio commercial that plays for the local animal shelter, and the feline noises always gets her barking. Forbidden Shield? Oh, this is kind of dookie. Look at the terrible evasion rating. I don't want this. Maybe I need all the forbidden items at some point. Should I just buy this now? Wait, did you just say take care or you'll find yourself cursed? Uh-oh. Cursed half the party. Should put all of the cursed weapons onto Ulbrich for the memes. Maybe that is something you need to do at some point. So I'm still missing the forbidden axe. And I did never find the forbidden bow, so we're missing 2. Maglevs are so cool. Steamers are more romantic, but magnets?
Good day.
The Merchant's Fair is held in this structure. Oh, the showcase can be found inside as well. The Grandport Merchants Association shall bear no liability to victims of swindlers or thieves, nor will it intervene in business disputes. It is incumbent upon all concerned parties to resolve such matters themselves. Cool, so stealing is free. Loud and clear. Logos, the future just needs big giant mechs and it'll be worth it, guys. Do these need to be steam powered mechs, or what's the lore on them? Because at this rate, you are begging for something like Gundam, but we'll probably get something like Gundam. And if you know Gundam, you'll understand how that joke is funny. There's an underground aqueduct further ahead. I believe they use it to take wares to the auction house. Mountain climbing gear. Unspecified power source TM. So unobtainium. Avatar style. Don't forget, chat, the next time you go hiking to bring your Morning Star.
Oh, heavens.
This auction is always so lively, and I love this diverting showcase. This diverting showcase?
Indeed.
My word, I cannot wait to see what they present today. It's marvelous. Yeah, Minovsky particles. I couldn't remember what they called it.
Oh,
One of the noble families sponsoring the Merchant's Fair, unbeknownst to her unrefined husband, she's quite active behind the scenes, dictating how the fairgrounds are to be decorated, as well as advising how the auctions are to be conducted. I spent more money! I could have had a good discount. You're spending all me money! Oh yeah, I already talked to that guy. I don't think this is where I should be going at the moment. Shut up, Ulbrich.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Step right up! This is the auction! You may have heard of our famous Merchant's Fair, but there is quite a bit more to it. The goods go to the highest bidder. That's how conventional auctions like this go. Maybe I should speak extremely quickly for that dude, now that I think about it. Although he was a barker, not an auctioneer, never mind. He was a Bob. The price is right. A man hired to host the merchant's fair. He is well liked by the traders for his calm demeanor and eloquence. When the fair is not being held, he works in Victor's Hollow. Hey, Ahmed, welcome back in. You remember the auction scene in Hunter x Hunter? I don't remember that at all. We got another talking rock. What chapters do I have left? I have 4 of them. I'm halfway through, so we're working on Tressa now. We have Ophelia, Cyrus, and Primrose left. Keep forgetting Primrose is a character, to be honest. Found a secret job? No. I spent too much time talking about AI to chat tonight. I've gotten very little progress in the actual game done. There was like a stretch of 45 minutes with my character standing in one spot. But the good news is I've talked to everybody now, so now we can actually begin the quest. Which is a little bit ironic because this is about the time I ended yesterday's stream. Because like, oh, we don't have enough time to do a new chapter thing, and then... oh well. This one might get a little bit chopped up, so I apologize. Adventures in Grandport. You arrive in Grandport, which is abuzz with excitement over the auction. It is there you finally realize what your true treasure is. The notebook. The story so far. In Victor's Hollow, Tressa reunited with Captain Leon Mistral. He spoke of a dear friend from his pirating days, and told her of the Eldrite, that man's most precious treasure. Tressa ventured out and recovered it, but Leon refused the gift, for he had already found his most precious treasure. His friend's old ship and new life as a merchant. There's only room in one's heart for one's true treasure. So what was hers? Tressa realized she had no answer. Undeterred, she made her way for Grandport, the Eldrite in hand. And so she arrived at the Merchant's Fair.
Whoa!
I can't believe it! I'm finally here!
Yeah!
I hope you're ready for me, Merchant's Fair! This is incredible! There are merchants and treasures from all over the world here. That must be where they hold the auction. I can't wait to see what they have for sale.
Hey,
Look, it's Mr. Wyndham.
Oh,
Wyndham? Like the incredibly wealthy aristocrat?
aye.
One and the same, miss. Rumor has it he's got enough money to buy himself a small country. Supposedly he invests quite a sum into the fair, too.
This is an honor.
Welcome, Mr. Wyndham. Only the rarest and most beautiful treasures have been gathered here. I'm certain you'll find something to your daughter's liking.
Indeed.
I expect so. I'll spend what I must to see her happy. Question mark?
Ah.
One of the highlights of the fair is a competition. Merchants show off their finest pieces to Mr. Wyndham.
Uh-huh.
And he picks only the very best one to give to his daughter. The reward is 1 billion leaves.
What?
What? Billion?
Aye.
They say he invests in the fair just so he can hold the competition. I guess all that money will touch a noggin eventually. I don't get it. At least his daughter's happy. Though it does make me wonder how he chooses a winner. Well, color me curious. Will the Eldrite do the trick? If I prove myself here, I'll know this journey wasn't for nothing.
All right.
Guess there's only one way to find out. I'll go sneak a peek at the competition.
Oh no. Are you all right? Yes, thank you. But please don't worry yourself. I can walk on my own 2 feet. Okay. If you say so.
Tressa said X to doubt. And then she fell.
Are you sure you're okay? Here, have some water. Thank you so much for your kindness. You don't have to thank me. I'm Tressa, by the way. I'm a traveling merchant. A traveler? I'm Noah. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance, Miss Tressa. You don't have to be so formal. Tressa works just fine. I see. Tressa. See? That's not so hard. How are you feeling, by the way? Better, thank you. I thought I can make it just a bit further. My legs have always been weak, you see, so I never strayed too far from home. Aww. But I've always longed to see the world. I just know there are countless, wonderful things out there waiting to be discovered. This girl reminds me of me.
I was gonna say it sounds like the same voice actress.
But the rest of the world was always out of reach. Eventually, I realized that my dream would forever be just a dream. I came here by sheer willpower alone. I hoped I'd find something to help make my dreams come true. Something precious I'd treasure forever. Treasure?
Oh,
My lady! There you are! Lady?
Gil!
I'm sorry I worried you, Gil! Gil! I don't know. And who is this young woman?
Tressa.
Her name is Tressa. She lent me her aid.
oh,
My word! Miss Tressa, you have my deepest gratitude. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Gil, and I am in the service of the Wyndham family.
what?
The Wyndham family?
I'm sorry.
I'd love to repay you for your kind deed, but I'm afraid we must be on our way. Let us make for the auction hall, my lady.
Thank you so much.
Of course, Gil. Thank you again, Tressa.
Take care.
I'm just glad you're all right. See you around, Noah. I was hoping he was going to give her a piggyback ride. That would have been really funny.
Noah.
Is the daughter of Mr. Wyndham. Which means she's who this whole competition is for. Ahmed said, you know what the blonde girl needs here? A jetpack wheelchair? Jarvis, get on it. Meow said, why do small town characters always think the world outside is going to be so great? Because they are bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. Silly. I guess that makes her a furry. I don't know. Ahmed, this scene reminds you of Titanic? How Jack met Rose and didn't know she was a highborn lady until later when he saved her from falling down the ship? To be on top of the world. So, you guys are talking about Transformers for a bit there. Were you... Mortis, when you said the first Transformers movie was the best one, were you talking about the live-action one or the cartoon in the 80s? Because, I won't lie, I despise the live-action Transformers. I didn't really watch it super thoroughly, but here is my rendition of the plot of the movie. Shia LaBeouf gets a cube. Megatron wants the cube and spends 2 hours chasing Mr. LaBeouf for the cube. When Megatron is about to catch Shia, Shia turns around and hands Megatron the cube, and Megatron dies. The end. You mean the movie called Transformers 1? Okay. It's the newest film. Interesting. Okay. And also, the live-action Transformers movie introduced that sound effect that is used in every movie trailer, and it just pisses me off. It's like, oh no, you can't have an impactful scene in a trailer without I hate it. Mortis, you also hate the live-action ones? Very well. I forgive you.
Hey.
Taking it all in? You bet I am! It's a thief's dream. All these lavish wares just sitting there for the taking. I know! It's like my eyes can't stop moving from one thing to the next. Precious coral, giant pearls and sapphires. Ornate metal filigree showing the touch of a master's hand. And those ceramics! It's not every day you see such pristine craftsmanship. You mean those cups and bowls? How valuable can they be? Well, they're made of the finest white porcelain. Very rare. Very costly. You know your stuff. As do you! When it comes to jewelry, at least. A thief who can't tell gold from copper won't last long in the profession. When you put it that way, I guess our trades aren't so different after all. Indeed. Seems we have more in common than we thought. Galamoth, you always thought that sound came from Inception? It might not be from the Transformers thing, but that's the first time I noticed it, and then it was just ubiquitous after the fact. Excuse me, young lady. Can I help you? Well, I was wondering if you keep a diary. Yes, I do, every day. Oh, that's wonderful. A diary is a record of the heart. It allows you to see your past self and how different you are now. It can help you change yourself for the better, too. So make sure not to miss a day. Right. Well, thank you for your time. Is he a diary salesman? Diary of a salesman? Damn it.
Hello.
Diarist. Traveler, I was wondering if you keep a diary. A diary is a record of the heart. Okay. Inquire. Ing's log? ING? Wait, what?
Hello.
Niki Bungo. I still don't know what ING means. Like how I can't remember what buttons what anymore. Anyway. Ahmed, you did not understand the meaning of a diary until you played Tales of Abyss? Oh, really? Why? I only played Tales of Fantasia and Destiny. Chadwick, are you making the wah sound? And you blame Christopher Nolan for that? The foghorn sting? That is another sound that annoys the crap out of me. If it's a present verb suffix, that doesn't make sense to just have it on its own, because suffixes aren't on their own. Maybe that's his name. His name is Ing. Diarist. I have nothing left to write. Nothing worth writing at any rate. And yet I must press on, else I betray the promise I made her so long ago. So I write. For her. Let me double check the Japanese. I didn't look at his name tag. No, it's just Diary Oji-san. Whatever. You only played Symphonia and Vesperia, Ishi? I've heard really good things of Symphonia. I think I have both Symphonia and Vesperia, but I haven't played either. Ahmed said Symphonia's peak, and then Ishi said those two were enough for you to stop the series because of the brainless combat. Oh man, the duality of man right there. It's like what's his name? Teach, Blackbeard, and Luffy eating cherry pie. And which one of you two is Blackbeard and Luffy? You can decide.
What to do?
Treasure, treasure everywhere.
Oh,
That's House Sonetti tableware.
whoa!
And there are rennet towels, crimson gems, gold coins from Belmond. You really can't find anything at the fair. I better write this all down before I forget. Excuse me, miss. Oh, hello. Can I help you?
It can't be.
I feel like I've seen that notebook somewhere before. Would you mind showing it to me? Just a little more if you don't mind. Sure. By the way, I didn't get your name. Mm-hmm. Finally, my search is over. Your search?
Yes.
Yes, please accept this and thanks. Hey, that's mine. Not anymore, little girl. A word of advice before I go. Forget you ever saw this book. It's for your own good.
Darn!
Wait! My notebook! I have to get it back. Where did she go? What's going on? It's a firework. What are all those people doing there?
Your attention, please?
Ladies and gentlemen, you won't want to miss what's coming up next. I know that voice.
Gather round.
It's a first-class item for a first-class lady like yourself.
How splendid.
Well, it does sound quite spectacular.
Oh,
It is Lee. Here it is, folks. The magnificent, fortuitous carpet of House Kafka. It turns you into a bug. For those of you who don't know, let me tell you the tale of this peculiar piece. The Kafkas are famous aristocrats from the north.
And then?
Several decades ago, a craftsman presented the family with a very special carpet. From the moment it adorned their halls, their lives were forever changed. Business boomed and profits soared, and eventually they were blessed with 6 beautiful children. It seemed as though the more memories the family made together, the more their happiness grew. Their luck both at work and at home was greater than ever before.
Actually,
And this is the very carpet that welcomed good fortune into their lives.
so,
Who knows? With this in your own home, your luck could change for the better, just like the Kafkas. I'll start the bidding at a mere 10,000 leaves.
Most excellent.
I'll give you 15. I'll pay 20,000. Sold.
come again.
Thank you, thank you. That merchant sure has a way with words. He can make a handful of sand look like gold.
Most assuredly.
Tell me about it. He even made me want that carpet. Another prosperous day. I like how Tressa immediately stopped everything just so she could watch an auction.
long time no see.
Fancy meeting you here. Glad to see you haven't changed a bit, Ali. And you are?
Hey,
Tressa, remember? We met in Quarry Crest.
Green pea.
I'm just pulling your leg, Green Pea. How's business?
Is something wrong?
You're not still mad I stole all your customers, are you?
actually,
No, it's not that.
What?
Your notebook was stolen?
oh,
Uh-huh. What kind of person would steal someone else's notebook? It's not funny. It was important to me. But that woman said it was in my own interest to forget about it. The plot thickens. Well, I suppose I've moved enough merch for one day.
Huh?
Hey now.
I'm gonna help you look for your notebook. I have a debt to repay after all.
Ali. Thanks.
I guess you're not such a bad guy after all. You call that praise? You got a long way to go, Green Pea. Tackle her. Beat her up. That's her! Where? Over there! Follow me! You know this lady is serious business because she's got a black dress with 2 long slits down the side for high mobility. The true evil villain woman outfit for martial artists. Exclamation points! That's definitely her. I'd recognize her anywhere. What a strange woman. What'd she want with your diary?
Shush.
Quiet. Esmeralda. I retrieved the notebook.
Well, well.
Excellent work. Now let us leave this town at once. My thoughts exactly. I have a bad feeling about those two. We'll leave the way we came.
So what now?
What are you gonna do, Green Pea? What else? Get my notebook back. Are you coming or not? Lead the way.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Thank you all for joining us today. The showcase sponsored by the gracious House Wyndham will begin shortly. Only 1 piece is allowed per entrant. The lucky winner of the show will be awarded 1 billion leaves. Merchants, please prepare your entries. That's right, the showcase.
Green Pea.
Are you entering, Green Pea?
Yeah.
You got that right. And here's my winning entry. Ta-da! Eldrite, how did you get your hands on something that rare?
So,
Let's talk business, eh? Keep dreaming, Ali. It was worth a shot. But, you know, you might actually win with this. Maybe you're not such a green pea after all. Something about it feels different. Different? How? I don't know. Maybe it's just my imagination. Anyway, first things first. We need to find that woman.
Of course.
Predacons sound like... What? You're not wrong there. Decepticons that are sex offenders. There they are!
Now then.
Alright, leave it to me.
Huh?
What are you going to do? I'll lure him away so you can follow that woman.
What?
I can't let you do that. It's too dangerous.
I am a one-man army.
Did you forget? I'm Ali, the one-man army. I'll see that debt repaid one way or another, Tressa.
Oh no!
Ali! Smooth exit, Ali. Now to get down to business.
Hello there.
Pardon me, sir, madam. What is it, kid? I know I don't look like much, but I'm a renowned merchant in these parts. I was hoping I could have a moment of your time. Out of the way, we're busy.
Actually,
It won't take long, I promise. I'm actually quite interested in that pocket watch of yours, sir.
That's so.
Oh, really? Did you forget we're in a hurry? That's Sikarat's watch, if I'm not mistaken. The king of the East he was, and prized that very timepiece above all others. His famous words were, "Nothing is more precious than time. Time kept and time spent."
All right!
Good going, Ali.
That's so.
A well-versed merchant, I see. However, this is hardly my most remarkable watch. You know, my time is precious too.
indeed.
My apologies, madam. Why don't we talk over there, sir? I have something that might be of great interest to you.
That's so.
Do tell. Who knew watches could be so time-consuming? Thank you, Ali.
It's my turn now!
Travel banter? What is it, Alphen? I was just thinking. That Ali is an awfully good fellow, don't you think? I wouldn't mind sharing a mug or two of mead with him. He's too young for the alehouse. Well, when you put it like that, I suppose he is. But I have a feeling you two would get along just fine. Why don't you become partners? Partners? You could make the medicine, and he could sell it for you. You'd both be rich in no time. Golly, why didn't I think of that? I bet Ali could catch 5 times the coin that you managed to get. Don't doubt that for a second. Speaking of which, how much do you charge for your medicine? What? I never gave it much thought. Just whatever feels right at the time, you know? Alphen, If you don't ever have the courage to become a merchant, don't. So I guess we're supposed to go out and into the shores. Do you think he'll be alright? Are you worried for the lad? Of course! He's putting himself into danger, all for my sake. He swore he would pay his debt. I know, but... And I believe him a man of his word. His pride wouldn't stand for owing me anything, that's for sure. I just hope he doesn't get himself hurt. As do I. But whether you fret or not, he will do what he has set his mind to. I guess you're right. And he is tougher than he looks. A lot of stuff right there. We'll keep going. Winguan. Yeah, so let me see what you guys are talking about with the Tales of games. I'm going to ignore the Transformers discussion. My apologies. There's a lot of Transformers discussion. Ishii, for you, the Tales games start off strong, get boring in the middle, then you rush the end. Galamoth, you're 30 hours into Tales of Berseria. You're forcing yourself to play? The dungeons are literally just hallways? Oh no. Berseria is brain dead. Ahmed, have you ever played the Grandia games? I got like halfway through Grandia 2 and I really liked it. I don't remember why I put it down though. I think it's because spoilers redacted. Maybe it'll be... I don't think I have a purely elemental defensive armor piece, but I was wondering if it might be worthwhile to mix and match them all.
The dog bites not.
Ahmed, you played Grandia 1 and... Oh, I didn't do the warrior thing. I meant to do the slash. I goofed it. You played Grandia 1 and stopped in Act 2, the part where the battle music changed. Grandia 2 is really cool. Got a lot of ports, actually. I didn't know it was originally a Dreamcast game.
Here we go.
But I enjoyed it.
Victory shall be mine.
I appreciate it, really.
I know it's a tanky slug.
All right. Try again.
Ishii, you decided against SaGa Frontier 1 since it seems people play it purely for the game and don't care if the story is near non-existent. So there are stories, it's just because it's a literal saga-based game. Some of the stories aren't very good and many of the stories aren't very long, but the world building in that game is actually really interesting. And if you're not into the games for the environment, it's an understandable choice that you've made, though. I got a dagger, right? The one part of in the middle of Grandia 1 made you cry. If you know, you know. I do not know. Roma Saga is more scenario driven with how you progress, being up to you. True. Usually you could say Elden Ring is the same, but you're used to the Souls gameplay style, so it didn't bug you there. Oh, in terms of it being really barren with the story. Force Shield? They're also very different vibes. Like, Elden Ring isn't really an RPG. And for me and many other people, if an RPG doesn't have, like, a compelling enough story, what's the point? Which is why I almost dropped this game. So, I can understand the difference. This song's pretty cool too.
Ready or not, here I come.
My turn.
Thunder Sentinel, so wind and ice perhaps. Thunder Guardian, Black Scissors. Oh, they're all weak to wind. Hell yeah. My party is stacked for wind damage.
The winds of force are howling.
Ishi, you did start Octo 2 today, and you're liking it so far? You glad you picked who you picked? Nice.
Anger not.
Here we go.
It feels weird not being concerned with capturing any of these monsters.
The battle is truly
I would weaken them, and I was like, oh yeah, I should see what I could get from them. And I was like, wait, Anna isn't in the party anymore.
I will cut you down.
My turn. I appreciate it, really. Where's the nearest tavern?
Mortis, the RPG you despise the most is Bravely Default 2. The only good part is Chapter 3. The rest is some of the worst designed RPG gameplay and least interesting story. You passionately hate it. It's great. Ishi, you tried the demo for Bravely Default 1 years ago, but didn't make it past that. I think I was looking into a trailer for it the other day, and I was like, this doesn't really look that good. And I didn't look beyond that. Because I think Bravely Default and like Radiant Historia came out at about the same time. And I think maybe one other game that I can never remember that I wanted to look into.
It's a good day for battle.
And I just can't remember what it was.
Bring it on.
What to do?
Have at you.
Bravely Default's fun if you liked Final Fantasy V. Final Fantasy V for me is more of a guilty pleasure. Like, I can recognize that objectively it's really not that great a game by any
I will
means,
cut you down.
but I kind of enjoyed it despite itself. Like, I like the combat and the job system in 5, but the story is just hot garbage. It is so bad.
Victory shall be mine.
Bring it on. That's what I'm talking about.
Ishi, you like the Golden Sun series, but it probably wouldn't hold nowadays. I've never heard anything bad about the Golden Sun games. I never played them myself. I wanted to. Just didn't have it. Like, my game stores, the local ones, just didn't have it in the time I was looking. What a useless book. And to think I wasted all that precious time looking for it. Well, if it isn't the little girl from earlier. Don't tell me you came to get the notebook back.
Yeah!
That's right! I thought I told you to forget about it. I'm not gonna forget something so important to me. Important, you say? How much do you know about this notebook exactly?
And also,
Who wrote this book? Where did he or she come from?
the fact is,
Ignorance is bliss, little girl. Trust me.
But
Even if I don't know, it's still important to me. It's been with me on my whole journey. Save me the sob story, kid. You can have it back.
really?
It's useless to me anyway. And because you're so attached to it... And because you're so attached to it... I'll even let you take it to your grave.
the fact is,
You've been nothing but a thorn in my side, so I'm going to nip you in the bud.
What?
I think the thorn here is you, lady. You stole my notebook, and now you're going to return it and let me walk away. And before I leave, let me give you a word of advice. Don't underestimate the power of this merchant. You have no idea who you're dealing with, kid.
You won't move willingly.
Oh no, she's hot! Esmeralda. Ishii avoided 5 and 6 for specific reasons. 5 being what I said about the story, and 6 being because you've been spoiled on how it plays out. Ahmed said 6 is great. The game inspired Octopath. I think a number of games inspired Octopath, but 6 is probably a pretty big inspiration as well. Chaddock said you could break the hell out of 6, hilariously so. True. 6 did a lot to tell a bunch of good but shallow stories, not unlike Octo. It sometimes fumbles the ball when it can't be sure what your party makeup will be. Maybe. It's kind of weird because I feel like... Okay. I think I can explain it. 6, the way that it tells its stories feels a lot more organic to the world than this very cookie-cutter, follow the yellow brick road style of storytelling in Octo. Speaking of which, have you guys in chat ever played Wild Arms? I really enjoyed Wild Arms 1. I never got to play Wild Arms 2, and I got through like maybe the first third of Wild Arms 3, and I did not like that one. Lady Legacy? Oh god. Ahmed, you're an Esmeralda from Hunchback of Notre Dame fan? I never watched that one a lot. Only like a couple times, so I don't remember it super well. Other than like how creepy the cardinal guy was.
All right.
She's weak to the merchant skill. That's crazy. Who'd have done thought it? I've got an idea. I was not going to do this initially, but it just seems funny enough that I will do it. No. Well, she has hired help. Okay, yeah, well, I'll do it.
Need some of this?
The battle is truly joy. Windhill fights with us!
Here I go!
Cool, so now I know a ton of her weaknesses.
I'll get my money's worth.
Now then,
Chadwick said, did anyone watch Teen Titans Go? I've had not any of Teen Titans Go. I've seen a couple episodes of Teen Titans here and there, but not a lot. Until the boss decides to shift weaknesses again? Well, if she does, I still have the War Master to delete her weaknesses and whatnot. Speaking of which, let's just abide my time. Mortis, you watched it and regretted life after? Just poop on Chadwick's favorite things. Why don't you? She's probably weak to light.
Bring it on. Need some of this?
Here I go! Witness the miracle of healing!
I should have been giving Tressa more skills. She probably has JP stacked up. Holy crap, that was a lot of damage. I don't like that.
Ignis are different.
Alright, so she's not going to be weak to too many of the physical things, but... Zoinks.
Witness the miracle of healing!
Here goes nothing. Need some of this?
have at you! Windhill fights with us!
My turn.
I can weaken her. Then do a big SP attack.
I see through the defenses.
Let's do this!
Now then! How about this?
Bring it on.
I know his buff's gonna go away next turn. Oh well. So we can delay.
Desperate times.
I never caught Tressa sidestep, so that's gonna be bad for her.
My turn now!
Go.
I'll get my money's worth.
Out of my way. I'm ready. Are you?
Chadwick, we just don't like fun. That's the problem.
I appreciate it. Really?
It's true. I tried fun
All
once,
right.
and I always hated it. Kind of wish he was moving slower than Ulbrich right now. Could poison her. She's about halfway.
Let's get down
Let's
to work.
win like a merchant.
The
is unfair. I wreak havoc upon thee. Victory
What
shall be
a
mine.
mean lady she is.
Dead by 1,000 cuts.
Cool, we can delay a turn and be perfectly fine.
Here.
Here goes nothing. Need some of this?
Not having Tressa learn sidestep? I forgot. I put her in the party earlier and I gave her the cleric skills, but I didn't have enough for anything else, so I just forgot to do it after a bunch of battles because I haven't had to worry about learning skills in a long time. So that was my fault for sure.
Need some of this?
What to do?
So her defense is still weakened, which is quite nice.
Witness the miracle of healing.
I'm ready. Are you? I appreciate it. Really.
Got her. That was a little bit
Don't
easier.
start things you can't finish.
Rune knife.
What?
No! Beaten by a little girl! I told you not to underestimate me. I'll take this. I'll take this. There we go. That makes more sense.
Phew.
Why would you go through so much trouble for a stupid book? It's just an old diary.
You see,
You don't get it. This book is...
I came here by sheer willpower alone. I hoped I'd find something to help make my dreams come true. Something precious I'd treasure forever.
my treasure. That's right.
Tressa.
Are you okay?
yes.
Fine, thanks. And you? See for yourself. Damn that boy. I heard he was a wanted criminal, so I handed him over to the guards. You really saved the day, Ali.
By the way,
Well, that's to be seen. Did you get your book back?
Yeah.
It sounds like the showcase is starting.
Here we are.
This is the Kismet doll. Kismet trees are among the rarest in the realm. They're known to bring good fortune in marriage. This doll was made from the trunk of that tree. Alongside it comes a legend. The one who holds the doll will meet their soulmate.
Why,
A real Kismet doll? I never thought I'd see one with mine own two eyes.
Whoa.
First the snowdrop gown, then the Nis tiara, and now this. I don't know how Mr. Wyndham decides. I wish I had his problems. Instead, some of us have to sell our souls just for a chance at that prize money.
Now then,
I wonder what'll catch Mr. Wyndham's fancy this year.
Spectacular.
Just listen to that crowd. Hope you're not nervous. It's almost your turn. You've only got one chance to win the judge's favor. Did you polish up your Eldrite?
Well,
I'm not entering the Eldrite.
What?
You can't be serious. I am.
What's the matter?
But why? The Eldrite is rare and beautiful, of course, but I want to offer something my customer desires. Oh, okay, I understand, yeah. Okay, I get it. She knows her customer. I want to give them something they can truly treasure. That's the kind of merchant I want to be.
actually,
There's something I want to give to Noah. Something I think she could truly treasure.
Well, well.
Then I can't wait to see what you've got up your sleeve, Tressa. You won't be disappointed.
Now then.
Well, you better hurry. It's bad manners to keep your customers waiting. Galamoth hated Teen Titans Go and ridiculousness. Their omnipresence was unnerving. Always on, always there. Oh, yeah. I hated how the one girl's name was Chanel West Coast. Just, like, why can't you just have a real person's name? Hopefully that was a stage name. My sister said that the Chanel West Coast girl looked like a female Minkus from Boy Meets World, and I could never unsee it from that point on. Wait, I shouldn't be going onto the stage at the moment? What the hell? What? Oh, I have to come up here? No. I'm just not supposed to go up the stairs and go in here. Oh, okay. Ridiculousness, is that a show? It was okay. So they had like 3 people on like rickety chairs watching internet videos and like laughing at them occasionally. It's like a much lamer version of America's Funniest Home Videos somehow. Tressa Colzioni. This way, please.
Tressa.
Good luck out there.
thanks.
And now for our next entrant, Tressa Colzione.
The other guy just didn't know how to read her name. I swear.
Tressa?
A kid? Here's hoping she won't disappoint.
Hello, my name is Tressa, and I'm a traveling merchant. Today, I brought something very special to me. An anonymous notebook. I grew up in a small port town as the daughter of 2 merchants. Sometimes I gaze out at the ocean and think to myself, what do I really want to do? What do I really want in life? And then I came across this notebook. It was written by someone whose name I don't know. Someone who traveled across the world and wrote down everything about their journey. I decided then and there that I wanted to go on a journey too, so I left home. I wanted to explore the world as a merchant and learn the trade as I went. And along the way, I met some unforgettable people. In a mining town, I met another merchant around my age. His words had the power to touch people's hearts and make them happy. It was like magic. After I moved on to the next town, I ran into an old acquaintance. He was the captain of a merchant ship, and the one who originally gave me the book. There, he taught me something very important. He told me that there could only be one truly precious treasure in someone's life. So I searched and searched until I finally found it. What's truly precious to me is this journey. I've written all about it here in these pages. I can tell you for a fact that there are countless wonderful things out there waiting to be discovered. And just like this nameless traveler allowed me to realize my dreams, I hope that my travels can help someone realize their own. Which is why I want to give you this book. Noah. Tressa.
Who would want something so useless?
Yeah, she should have said that she got her notebook from the pirate captain, Dread Roberts. That probably would have helped sell things a little bit more. You tell him, kiddo, you sweet summer child. She's so precious, isn't she? It's the most adorable story in the game so far? Absolutely.
Does she have any idea where she is?
In all my years, I've never seen something so embarrassing.
Oh, someone get her off the stage!
Tressa.
I'll take it.
Did he just...
Is he serious?
Mr. Wyndham, sir. Pardon me, but... Are you absolutely certain?
Watch it be his notebook.
I don't go back on my word. Now, please, bring me that diary. I would like to present it to my daughter.
Now then.
My apologies for asking, sir, but... why did you choose this diary? You see, my daughter...
Tressa.
Noah.
The fact is...
I wanted to help her see the world as best I could, so I bought her the greatest treasures of the realm. But I could tell it was never enough. However, when this young merchant stepped onto the stage and spoke of her travels, that was the first time Noah ever said she wanted something.
To tell you the truth,
When I heard about your journey, Tressa, it felt like I was traveling the world with you. My heart never wanted this story to end.
I am most grateful.
Young lady, I can't thank you enough. I hope this will suffice for your diary. I can't accept all that money.
what?
Are you a merchant or not? This is a fair trade, Tressa.
You see,
My customer has something she can treasure forever. That's more than enough reward for me.
However...
I understand your sentiment, but I can't let you go without recompense. Okay, it's too much for me to handle now, but maybe I'll need it down the road someday. I'd like to save it for then.
Very well.
Understood. I'll prepare a memorandum. If you're ever in need of it, please do not hesitate to let us know.
Can't thank you enough.
Thank you, sir. Tressa? If you don't mind, I'd like to hear more about your journey.
All right.
And I'd love to tell you all about it. At Noah's behest, Tressa spoke of her travels across the realm. She recounted every tale, one by one, with a fond smile.
Huh?
I've made up my mind, Tressa. I want to travel the world on my own 2 feet. Just like you did.
Noah.
thank you so much.
I'll treasure this notebook forever, Tressa. And someday, I'll write my own stories in here. About my own journey. I want to be the first to read it.
Indeed.
I promise you will be.
Faring well, are ye?
Excuse me, young lady. I must say you put on quite the show there.
Thanks.
I suppose I should introduce myself. I dedicated many years of my life to creating something. Something that became a precious treasure to you.
Huh?
You mean you made that notebook?
The fact is...
The writer was someone else, though. I gave it to him a good 10 years ago. Went by the name of Graham Crossford.
You don't say.
Graham Crossford? Alright, it's really bothering me that the damn birds are going through the window. Like, they're going through the building and you can see them through the window, the arc on top. So he's the one whose travels I've been reading about.
Yeah.
That's right. That man saved my life. He was just about to head off on a journey. He didn't know where his travels would take him. So I told him he ought to keep a record of where he'd been. I spent 40-odd years making notebooks. But there wasn't anyone else's journey I wanted to hear about as much as his. Writing in a diary comes from the heart. And there is no one with a heart as great as his. When you spoke about your own travels, I thought I saw some of him in you. It was like you were in love with that notebook.
Well then.
If you ever meet Graham, could you tell him something for me? I've got another diary for him just waiting to be filled.
So what are you going to do now?
Huh. I think I'll go back home. I've experienced so many things on this journey. It was filled with so many moments that can't be contained in a diary. I traveled and traded across the land and met amazing people along the way. And when I stood on that stage, I realized I did what I set out to do. I want to tell my parents that. I can't wait to see the look on their faces.
Home, huh?
How about you, Ollie?
It's probably time for me to head home too. My father is waiting for me. I finally saved up enough money for him to open up shop again.
So, who's the better merchant between you two?
I'd like to think I am. Hey, Tressa?
Yeah?
Next time we meet,
We'll see who's the better merchant, right?
wrong. Next time, I hope you're a little more refined.
What?
See, you're like a sky stone. One that could use a bit more polishing.
Hey!
See you around, Tressa.
That was kind of rude. How old is Tressa? I don't even remember.
Now then. My journey isn't over yet. I'll be there soon.
That was how I met Tressa. She gave me this diary to fill with my own memories. I know that somewhere out there, she's bringing happiness to others just as she did to me. And someday, I hope to follow in her footsteps. Noah Wyndham.
The next chapter, content in the knowledge that her journey itself was the treasure all along. ... Tressa, Finn. Ishii took that as Lee's way of indirectly hitting on her. Oh yeah, it was definitely that way. I don't know if there's supposed to be an age gap between them to make that line make a little bit more sense, or if he's just tsundere or anything like that. So anyway, Ishii, you think Tressa has the worst ending in the game, storytelling-wise? No, man. We've already seen Therion's ending, and that one was as bad as the opening for his quest, in my opinion. Nothing of value was gained or lost along the way, except our time. Anyway, we just beat Tressa's quest.
The fact is,
I guess I need to inspect the people here. There's no way. Wait, do they update over time? I guess I just never talked to that guy again.
blast!
I'm the only one who can make you truly happy, Matilda. You may not know it, but I do. No matter how difficult it may seem, I will never give up on you and me. Holy crap. An unreliable young man living in Rippletide. His frail exterior belies a resolute heart which cannot be easily shaken. Tony. Wait, can we meet her family real quick, or no?
Hey there.
Olneo. Welcome, one and all, to the Colzione Family Provisioners. If we don't have it, no one does. But yes, I was going to joke that, what's his name? Ali was hitting on Tressa because he knows she's worth 1 billion leaves. If they don't have it, nobody does? Man, what happened to everybody else then?
Hello.
Welcome. Wait, how do I do a Minnesotan accent as a woman? Welcome. Nope. I would need to practice this. If there's something you're looking for, just say the word. It's almost like my southern accent. Marina. Tressa's mother. She was working at the general store in her hometown when she met Olneo and eventually decided to go to Rippletide to be his bride. A youthful beauty who can still turn heads, she sometimes gets mistaken for Olneo's daughter. Dragon Scarf restores SP after every action. Nanny, we're gonna have to buy that. Tressa, buy it from your mama. That gleam in your eye reminds me so much of your father. Olneo, Tressa's father and owner of Colzione Family Provisioners. He met his wife while roaming the realm as a traveling merchant. He longed to have his own shop in his hometown of Rippletide, and in the same year his daughter was born, he made that dream come true. Beastly Scarf, we've already got one of those. So we could probably just put this on in place of this and be fine, I think, maybe? I don't know. Dragon Scarf. I could put this on one of the new characters when we get them. Anyway, before I forget, in case I ever need to. Physical attacks have been more of a problem. And it's her base class. I guess that makes sense. Anyway, let's go ahead and save it. Okay, folks, so now that we've completed Tressa's Chapter 4, I think tomorrow we'll do either Ophelia's or Primrose. I'm leaning towards Ophelia for now. Yeah, we'll do Ophelia's quest, or Chapter 4 for tomorrow, then maybe Primrose, and then close out with Cyrus. Because, I mean, the book's already 15 years old. It can wait a little bit longer, right? In terms of 15 years late, not old. So anyway, that's it for Tressa's Quest. Thanks for joining me. Hopefully I'll catch you all on the next one at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So, until then, take care, stay safe. That's Protagonist out.